הייתה אורה, ושמחה וששון ויקר. כן תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו. כן תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו. ליהודים הייתה אורה, ושמחה וששון ויקר. ליהודים הייתה אורה, ושמחה וששון ויקר. כן תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו. כן תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו, תהיה לנו. ליהודים הייתה אורה, ושמחה וששון ויקר. ליהודים הייתה אורה, ושמחה וששון ויקר.
Erev Tov, everybody, and it's still just for a few more moments. Shabbat Shalom, and I look forward to wishing everybody a true Shavua Tov. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you might be. For those who are just coming into the screen to say Shavua Tov, what a week it's been, and we look forward to the next week. And for those of you who are joining us, not just for Havdalah, but also to remember loved ones, as we will be sharing our Kaddish list, those who died in the last week, in the last 30 days, as well as whose yahrzeits we are observing, particularly tonight and tomorrow. It's lovely to have you joining us, Idor. It's been a busy week, and you were just sharing with me before we went live that you spent part of the afternoon delivering the ingredients for making hummus.
Yes, I have. I've been all over Melbourne. Well, yeah, I mean the closer areas, and just dropping off bags to make some hummus.
Is that considered essential work?
That's a good question. I think I reckon hummus is pretty essential.
I think so. So let us continue, friends, as we think about whether or not hummus is an essential part of who we are. I certainly think it is, and maybe we can have a conversation another time about which hummus is the best hummus.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that can be pretty controversial. So friends, if you are in your prayer books, we are on page 610 as we continue with our Havdalah service.
המבדיל בין קודש לחול, חטאותינו עם חול, זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול, וככוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב, 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 שבוע טוב. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimera בימינו יבוא אלינו, עם משיח בן דוד, עם משיח בן דוד. אליהו הנביא, אליהו התשבי, אליהו, אליהו, אליהו הגלעדי.
Once again, Shavua Tov, everybody. So lovely to be able to share the blessings over the candle and the wine and the spices. And if you saw me looking precariously into the Kiddush cup when I was about to take a sip, it's because, as you can see on the candle, I don't know if you can see, the wax. You see how it's dripping down? The wax was actually dripping into the cup, and so when I took my sip, I was taking a sip to make sure I wasn't getting a mouthful of wax. I guess it's called a workplace hazard, perhaps. But friends, from something that is like absolutely ridiculous, I think it would be remiss of us if we didn't share the names of those who are no longer with us that have died in the past week, and of course for Shiva and Shloshim, and then the yahrzeits for this evening. Because I think by having and continuing the tradition of sharing the Kaddish, even though we don't do a full service, really is part of supporting one another when we are remembering a loved one, when we are in a time of mourning, whether it's from years gone by or even very recently. And as we know, this has become such an important part of our routine during the week and over Shabbat to really support one another in times, and not just in times, difficult times, but also particularly of memory, which is what we do. As we head into the continued lockdown, we can only hope that our numbers continue to decrease as they have done somewhat. Still seems rather high, but looking forward to a week where in the middle of the week, we actually get some good news, and which I think is something that we're all hanging on the edges of our seat for. So friends, as I head to our Shloshim list, as you can see, I'm looking away from the screen, I turn to the Shiva and to remember those who have died at this time in the last week: Zena Dan, Benny Edelstein, Sylvia Granick, Yael Phillips, and Joan Weiner. And for the Shloshim, the 30 days, we remember Mark Byrne, Comrade Ben Emden, Sonia Lesky, Malcolm Lachner, Graham Nathan, and Suzanne Sambo. And for the yard sites that fall this evening, we remember in our congregation and community Louis Perlin, Esther Lazarus, Morris Rose, Daniel Lewis, Annie Goldberg, Derek Jack, and William Glazer. And friends, if you'd like to mention someone, I invite you to do so. To name them out loud to yourself or in your hearts. And if you prefer, you can also share on YouTube so that members who are joining us can certainly wish you a long life. And let us join on page 598 for Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadosh Shemei Rabbah v'yamad yirach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei chayachon v'yomechon v'chayedachol Beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'maru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach l'olam l'amel maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yifa'ar v'yikramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei D'Kudashah b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata Damiran bi'alma v'maru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav u'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Amakom yinachem echem b'tov sha'av le'etzion v'Yerushalayim. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved in Zion and Jerusalem and around the world. And we say, Amen. Friends, as we end our service, and we know it is a short service for Havdalah, just wish everybody a peaceful week, a restful week ahead. And of course, please join us for any of the opportunities that we have for Limud on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 12 o'clock, as well as there's Rosh Chodesh tomorrow night, so you'd have to email me directly. I'm also part of the PJV program tomorrow afternoon. Apparently, it's Ask the Rabbi, starting at 5 o'clock. I think there's a bit of a schmooze. You go to the PJV website for that. Thanks so much for joining us. For those of you who are mourners, we wish you a long life. For those of you who are here with community, thank you so much for joining us, all of you. Ido, take us home.
Shalom, oh yaseh shalom, aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one
Shavua Tov, everybody. As we say in the words of Dr. Spock, live long and prosper. Shavua Tov.